I've let my sister-in-law interview me about being a birth mother, knowing my answers wouldn't be exactly what she was looking for. My brother's wife, Jessica, had been trying to have kids for 3 years with no luck. Last month, she and my brother Mike decided to look into adoption. That's when Jessica remembered that I had given birth to a baby when I was 17 and placed her for adoption. Jessica called me up all excited, saying she wanted to pick my brain about the adoption process. She said it would help her understand what birth mothers go through so she could be a better adoptive parent. I agreed to meet her for coffee, even though I had a feeling this wasn't going to go how she expected. We sat down at this little cafe downtown, and Jessica pulled out her phone to record our conversation. She said she wanted to remember everything so she could share it with Mike later. Right away, I could tell she had this romanticized idea about the whole thing. Her first question was about how happy I must have felt knowing my daughter would have a better life. I paused for a second because that's not really how it worked. I told her that placing Emma for adoption was the hardest thing I'd ever done, and that better life wasn't really the right way to think about it. Jessica looked confused and said she thought birth mothers felt good about giving their babies to families who really wanted them. I explained that I didn't give away my baby like some unwanted puppy. I made an impossible choice because I was a teenager with no money, no support, and no way to raise a child. She asked if I stayed in touch with Emma's adoptive family. I told her we exchanged letters through the agency for the first few years, but it faded out when Emma was about 5. Jessica seemed shocked and said she thought modern adoptions were all about staying connected. I had to explain that every adoption is different and that sometimes staying connected is actually harder for everyone involved. Jessica kept pushing, asking if I ever regretted my decision or wondered what Emma looked like now. That's when I got really honest. I told her that I think about Emma every single day, that her birthday is always hard for me, that I've spent 18 years wondering if she's happy, if she looks like me, if she ever thinks about me too. Jessica's face went white. She said she never realized birth mothers still felt sad about it years later. She thought once the adoption was final, everyone just moved on with their lives. I laughed, but not in a mean way. I asked her if she thought I just forgot I had a daughter because some paperwork got signed. I explained that becoming a birth mother doesn't turn off your maternal feelings like flipping a switch. Then Jessica asked the question I knew was coming. She wanted to know if I thought she and Mike would make good adoptive parents. I could see she was expecting me to say yes and boost her confidence. Instead, I asked her why she wanted to adopt. She gave me this whole speech about wanting to help a child in need and provide a loving home. I told her those were nice thoughts, but that adoption should be about wanting to be parents, not about saving babies. I explained that if she adopted Emma's baby brother or sister, they wouldn't be grateful projects. They'd be regular kids who might ask hard questions, who might want to know their birth family, who might even be angry about being adopted sometimes. Jessica started getting defensive and said she just wanted to do everything right. I told her there was no right way because adoption starts with loss. Even when it's the best choice, someone is losing something. By the end of our conversation, Jessica looked overwhelmed. She said she needed to think about everything I'd told her. She thanked me for being honest, but I could tell she wasn't happy with my answers. A week later, Mike called me. He said Jessica had been crying every night since our talk and was having second thoughts about adoption. He asked if I could maybe call her and explain that not all birth mothers feel the way I do. I told Mike that I gave Jessica exactly what she asked for, the truth about my experience. If hearing one honest conversation scared her away from adoption, then maybe they weren't ready for it. 3 months later, Jessica and Mike started fertility treatments again instead of pursuing adoption. I never heard if it worked out for them. Emma turned 18 last spring. I sent a card to her last known address, but I don't know if she got it.